So, hello everyone, welcome to, I don't know what episode this is anymore, of Hate Mapping Bennu. And yeah, Puck was such a good boy and stayed on camera while I got my glass of water, and no, he has not been brushed. He needs to be brushed. And you need to have your nails done too, huh buddy? Your nails are easy. Tinger, who is just off camera, also needs her nails done. That's a two-person job. It's a two-person job. She's like, you're talking about me, but you're not throwing Cheerios my way. Alright, let's get started. So, before we get really started, I just updated the numbers in my spreadsheet and put the updated spreadsheet on Discord. And yes, there's one image stuck at 15, and I imagine we'll get that image if that's not already an image I've seen. Usually those images don't stay there very long, they fall off. But right now there are 968 images done. Our superhero Mike Cassidy has ran out of images to mark, so now it is on the rest of us mere mortals to pick up the slack. He bravely went where none of us went before, and he has ran out of images. So, let's get started. I have no idea how long we'll map today. It'll probably be until I can't stand it anymore, which usually is about 3, but we'll see how far I go. Because I want this done as much as the rest of y'all. And Dr. Pamela said she'd get a tattoo. She'd definitely get a tattoo if we finished by Sunday. And then probably would get a tattoo if we finished by next Friday. I spoke with her earlier and she really wants this done before we go to Tucson later this month. Which I actually don't know the date we go to Tucson. Give me 1 second and I'll look at that actually. So we go to Tucson about the 26th. I think, yeah. Next week's Vegas. Did I say the 11th through the 16th? I meant the 12th through the 16th for Vegas. Next week I'm home. And yeah, Monday the 26th is when we go to Tucson. So, but if we get them done by next Friday, which is the 16th, she'll possibly get a tattoo. If we get everything done by the 11th, she will definitely get a tattoo. And I volunteered to eat things, and y'all are like, I don't want you to eat bugs. Some of you actually were like, everybody stop marking. We don't want Annie to eat bugs. To clarify, I do want to eat bugs. I guess I should have offered it to be something spicy. I apparently make funny faces when I eat spicy things. And have funny reactions. I don't really do spicy. Like, things that Pamela thinks are no big deal are no big deal. But to me, it's like 5-alarm chili. And not 5-alarm in the good way. It's bad. And yet I still keep trying, so I guess I get credit for trying. This image isn't as terrible as I thought it would be. And I'm not even sure where I'm at as far as how far ahead of everybody I am. Paranor says, no bugs. I ate grasshoppers today. I tried to give one to my niece. She's like, no thanks. Just straight up no thanks. She was like, aww. And my mom then was like, I only eat my bugs covered with chocolate, which I think is fair. Puck, get out from over there. I don't know what you're doing. Hey, Eric. How you doing? Figure if I do this, I'll motivate more of you to mark. And yeah. I mean, there's prizes now, kind of. And I don't even know where I'm at on the leaderboard. I really don't. I think I'm at 67. I think I'm at 67. But I'm on the leaderboard, and that's enough to get me some swag, and I never thought I'd make it to the leaderboard, so there you go. No complaints, just found a couple of rocks to mark. Ay. There's so many things to mark. I feel like I'm over marking this image. But I really don't know. I really don't know. Yes, Tinker, everybody heard your whine. Nobody feels bad for you. And now there's the cat crying. Everybody's had dinner. I don't even think I have a cat treat handy for the cat. I know, I hear you. Cool. That must mean we're like the same. We're about the same further aheadedness along us, I guess. No, I am not doing Daily Space tomorrow. Tomorrow is Thursday. Dr. Pamela is doing Daily Space tomorrow. Yes, Fenmail, more hate mapping. I want this done. I want the summer of Bennu to be over. Tomorrow is Favorite Humans Day off. We're going shopping. And then have some Cheerios, Tink. We're going shopping, and then in the evening, Arnstro will be in Youngstown. So I actually need him to tell me what coffee he wants me to brew, because I need to get that started tonight, because we're almost out of coffee. And I may have went overboard out of my fear of being out of coffee. 311 bits, thank you. Careful. Try this again. And then 2 bits for a total of 313. And make it rain. Alright, thanks for the bits. I actually need to pull up our thing to see where we're at on all of that. As far as the face reveals for the favorite humans go. Yes, I know I'm yawning. No, I'm not drinking coffee. I want to sleep tonight. And, it's too early for adult beverages. We still have 45 minutes before I can have an adult beverage. And yes, that is actually a rule we have before somebody asks. It is actually a rule that we have no adult beverages before 9 p.m. Streamer time, local streamer time. So I have a glass of water with some fruit in it. But yeah, Fenmil, I just want the summer of Bennu to be over. I really do. Can I get community coffee in Ohio? Is that the red bag? I can get pretty much anything wherever. Yeah, the red bag that's fair trade. It's not sold in stores. I usually have to go to the farmer's market to buy it. And I haven't been to the farmer's market in more than a hot minute. I used to ride my bike there, and my bike hasn't been operational since then. We will totally have a party when we're done with this. Do y'all think you weren't getting a party? We're having a party when we're done. Oh my goodness. A party. I still have astronomy themed stout in my fridge that I'm saving for when we're done. I am game for making more rock cakes. I have pop rocks on my desk somewhere. I mean, if you guys would rather be all hype about, you know, planning for a party than, you know, bugs and tattoos. Oh, wait, no bugs. Jelly beans and tattoos. We can make it all hype about that. Hey, Refsmat. Hey, Hazard 6. Yes, I can get community coffee. No, I can't buy it in the store. I just bought 3 bags of coffee in the store. Did you notice that small hole in the upper third just right of center? This? I'm not sure if that's a hole or not. I'm not sure if that's a hole or if that's a shadow. Hey, Veronica! Or just left. You said left of center, right? Oh, right of center. This also looks like another shadow. Oh, you're talking about this one. I'm tempted to think it's a shadow than a hole. Also, I think that because it's just about the size of my cursor, I don't think the critter tool will work there. So, I mean, we can try it, but yeah, it's too small to mark with the crater tool anyways. So, oof. So did your jury duty actually go to trial, or is your jury duty one of those where you just had to go and report? I have legit thought about volunteering for jury duty just so they don't call me up at an inconvenient time. I've only been called up once or twice. So, oh, and you got chosen for the jury? I think the second time I got called up, I was selected for the jury. They ended up brokering a plea deal. So, there was a whole lot of sitting around and a whole lot of me reading my Kindle because it was just... There were a whole lot of meetings with the lawyers and the judges and everything. You were the last juror. Wow. No, I wasn't quite the last juror. But, you've been working in a new planetarium in Spartanburg County. So, do you go to, shoot, SEPA, Refsmat? I feel like you'd go to SEPA. And I've been told I should go to SEPA because that's where, you know, where it's really at. I'm gonna call this one good. Yeah, I bet you had plenty of knitting time. The time that I was chosen for jury duty, they, I actually was able to not ask to get out of it completely, just ask if I could do it at a different time, which is actually not all that uncommon. I just, you know, wrote up a statement that missing a week of university would be detrimental. And they were like, okay, cool. When are you available? When's the semester over? So I went back at the end of the semester. And I ended up being in there with a whole bunch of teachers. A whole bunch of teachers. So it wasn't entirely uncommon to just be like, well, all these other people, you know, were pulled for jury duty during, you know, the school year, but because it would disrupt the school year, they came back in the summer when school was out. Alright, I'm calling this image done. So you've never been to a regional planetarium conference, and you're thinking about going to Toledo. I know my registration for my, renewing my registration for GLIPA is due, my membership. And I think I missed the deadline for the scholarships. I don't know if I'm going to go this year. I can probably afford the conference fees on my own this time. And it's more of the hotel that I'm worried about paying for. Yeah, everybody was not necessarily associated with Youngstown State University, but they were like all the local like county school teachers. And ResMat, they chose me, they chose other teachers, like they really didn't have a choice. So, and I thought that I had made it very clear, like, look, I'm kind of college educated, da 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 da, and I was selected for the jury, and I wasn't removed from the jury. I think the one thing that may have removed me from the jury was, I have an admitted squeamishness about, weapons. It's not so much a squeamishness as it is, like, a healthy fear and respect. I'm not afraid of handguns and rifles and so on and so forth, as long as I know the person handling them is trained and the weapon is unloaded, which, you know, I've spent enough time in places where there were clearing barrels literally outside of every building. And before you go in the building, you had to clear your weapon to make sure you didn't have a round chambered. So situations like that were, you know, to me that was normal. But being asked, you know, how do you feel about weapons? Well, I'm not exactly okay about just being around weapons that are just everywhere. So, yeah. What? The defendant came up to you asking you to vote for him and you knew him from work? Oh my goodness. Jesus. That must have been an interesting case. But yeah, they asked me how I felt, and I had a very not so subtle response, which is pretty much what I said. I'm like, is it going to be cleared? Is it going to be unloaded? How is this going to be presented? Like, I have a very healthy respect for firearms. These are, to me, they're not toys. They're things that you use to kill other, you know, people and animals with. So, yeah, I don't remember being told I never remember being told to not talk to them, but it seemed kind of obvious. Also, this was many years ago. I think I was still a biology major. It was that many years ago. Yeah, the one he went to was like a training. The one that RefsMet went to was training for some of the equipment that he probably uses or is around at work, or maybe even services. I don't know. But planetarium conventions, I shouldn't say conventions, conferences are generally a mix of socializing and professional development, and they can run really late. Like GLPA can run really late. Pleiades in St. Louis a few years ran really late. So, yeah. Like, there were panels and stuff at 9 p.m. and starting up in the morning just as early. It was nuts. It was fun. But it was very tiring. And that's one of the reasons why I'm not too sure if I'm going to go this year, is because, yeah, I can probably afford it, but there's always the issue of how am I going to get there? You know, where am I going to stay? Do we have any students going? Because if we have students going, I'll just, split a room with the student. Female student. I feel like you need to clarify that. I think we have one female student. I don't know. I haven't been around. Oh, my puck. Oh, that was Tink scratching. This one's actually not so bad. No, they were just trying to shove that many things in, Veronica. They were just trying to cover that much stuff. It should not have gone till 9. There should not have been things at 9. But they just wanted to cram as much stuff in as little time period as possible. And they really could have added another day. They probably should have added another day, but all in all, it went well. The staff at the hotel handled it well. We didn't stay at the conference hotel. We stayed relatively nearby. But yeah, it went really well. And I'm glad I went to it, but I don't know. Some of the people I really do only see at conferences. So and I want to call this image done. I don't know what that is, but I'm going to mark it. I'm going to call this image done. This one's not so bad. This one's also not terrible. Very shiny pebble, though. You know what? I like the look of this one. So I'm going to inspect element. I'm going to copy paste it into Discord. Oh, I'm probably going to mispronounce this name. In Discord, in the Bennu Mappers channel, Maleke is asking, what are the regulations about further study of Bennu and its landforms? I'm seeing some strange stuff. And the answer is, if you think it's interesting, inspect the image to get the image URL and share it here. Because, yeah, there's a whole lot of really weird stuff going on. Really weird stuff going on. It would have been cool if we had buttons for like, hey, check out this shiny thing right here. But alas, there is not. Misstown says, I saw your stream title on Discord and for some reason it made the Portal song from Portal pop into my head. Nice. Veronica asks, is it on the wish list? Yes, it has been on the wish list, I believe. We're simply... The short answer is we're not going to mess with the images. We're not going to mess with the software that's serving the images and doing all of this other stuff because it's working and the goal is to get the images done. We are wishing for a marker to mark shinies. Would you object to CosmoQuest stream at 9 p.m.? It's not the same, it's comparable? I'm confused. How about hotkeys to switch tools? That is also on the wish list, Eric. It is... It is on the wish list. Again, we're not futzing with the software while it works because it works. The hotkeys thing is easier than adding a marker to mark something special. And hold on. Nope, wrong person. Star Strider at... No, it's not Sullivan. It's something... Crap, I can't remember. To scroll up and find it. I'm trying to answer something in Discord real quick. Stewart, that's what it was. And there was somebody else too. Oh, I don't. Don't bark, don't bark. I don't know what they're barking at. I don't know what they're barking at, and I think I can appease them with Cheerios. And Paranor's trying to handle it for me. Oh, CosmoQuest. It's either CosmoQuest stream at 9 p.m. or a planetarium panel. I'd rather it be a stream than a planetarium panel. It might not even be a panel. It might just be like a 15-minute talk. The town says, I am outside the house trying to get in for Buckeyes. Well, that was quick. Hey, Bits! I don't know why my sound notification didn't go off. I think I broke it. Hey! Big Ray! Mythtown is wishing for Buckeyes, which I promised if he hit 50 images. He is still at 11. That offer is only good for Mythtown. Buckeyes, as a reminder, are a cookie that's really a candy. It's just peanut butter balls dipped in chocolate. And the way that they're dipped, there's a little bit of peanut butter showing at the top, so it looks like Buckeye, which is the state tree of Ohio. So that's what I promised Buckeyes. But that offer is only good for Mythtown. Walker, you missed it earlier during Daily Space. I was offering to eat bugs and stuff, and that got vetoed. So now it's what is it? Now it's potentially gross flavored jelly beans. Refsmat says, do Buckeyes have to come from Ohio? No. I think Western Pennsylvania, they're also familiar with. It just happens to be the state tree of Ohio. What about ghost peppers? That's a bit too hot for me, Walker, and you know it. It's a bit too hot for me, and you know it. The one chip thing, I'd do that. I was saying, oh, I'll eat it I'll eat X if we finish by a certain date that I'm not sharing. But Pamela's like, no bugs. People were immediately offering scorpions. Some people were like, all right, everybody stop mapping now. I don't want Annie to eat bugs. Pie Matooning. That's close enough. I mean, I know what I know what and where it is. So yes, that's close enough. I live close enough to the Pennsylvania border that I accidentally took my nephew out of the state, which I was not supposed to do. It's not hard to do it. Veronica says, no bugs should be eaten, I feel. And I'm not eating bugs. That was removed from the table. Yeah, oops. Paranor. Oops is right. I don't think I even told my sister that I took him out of state. So. Yeah. Yeah, I believe it. I believe it. I mean, there's not... Fenmil says, I think cricket flour chocolate cookies would be okay myself. Pamela literally said no bugs, guys. No bugs. I'm down with bugs. That, it literally... I haven't seen the reaction, but our instro has said that yes, it is a very physical, visceral reaction, and I know I've, essentially talked too much about it that she just put her snacks down and was like, I'm done, I can't eat anymore. So yeah, no bugs. No bugs. Sorry, Veronica, you would have been very proud of my niece. She didn't want to eat the, Fenwell says, you've eaten MREs that have a specific amount of bugs allowed. You're right. I handed my niece a grasshopper and she didn't want to eat it, which made me sad. She's like, what is it? I'm like, it's crunchy. What is it, Tia? It's crunchy. I don't think I want it, Tia. Okay. Electron Wrangler TV says all foods have a certain percentage of insects allowed. Yeah. Yup. Yup, yup, yup. All right. Had somebody asking in Discord, hey, is there any way I can see a leaderboard? And yes, there is. All right, Veronica, sorry we tossed your stomach. Have a wonderful nap. And if you have more jury duty tomorrow, I hope it goes well. I hope it goes well. People are really hype about the leaderboard. Electron Wrangler says, MREs though, the only ones I could stand were the vegetarian MREs, even though I'm not a vegetarian vegan. I can't even remember which ones I used to like. I like the peanut butter in them. I like the bread, but I'm weird. I like the wheat bread in them. And you can buy just the bits and bobs from MREs. I just haven't done it yet. But the MRE bits are definitely handy to have if you're just trying to, you know, have some snacks on the go. The meat in the normal MREs, no thanks. Yeah, they are way over sodiumed, but I mean, they're also assuming you're drinking a lot of water, and I can have extra sodium. My blood pressure is like actually low, so it is good for me to like drink fluids and eat salt. It's actually something that I need to do sometimes. It's okay. I know. Oh! I can't remember, Walker. Does Glob use a lot of salt or no salt? Yeah, and they do assume that you're burning a lot of calories, which is why they're so calorically and nutritionally dense. Because they're assuming you're drinking water, and they're assuming, you know, you're burning a lot of calories. There's kids outside playing, and my dogs apparently don't think this is something they should be doing. They're like, we hear yells outside. I'm like, yeah, it's kids. It's okay. Yeah, I bet, Paranor. All right. Alright, I want to call this image done. I know 14 other people are going to look at it and mark things I missed. Some of these are... Somebody was saying earlier that they were just looking at, like, gravel beaches, and I think we've reached that point where we're just looking at gravel beaches. And this one's so bright that it's actually kind of hard to see. I guess I just bust out the rock tool and just start marking. I don't even know how to pronounce that word, Refsmat. And words are hard. So Electron Wrangler TV asks, so is this work NASA has farmed out to the general public? Not so much NASA. This is a NASA-funded project, but it's not ran by NASA. That is a very important distinction to make. So this is an OSIRIS-REx project out of, I think it's the University of Arizona, which has a grad program that's very much all about, you know, spacey stuff. So DEP. And yes, this is something they asked for the public's help for. The set of images that we've been working on this whole time are actually what they thought were going to be, looking from lower resolution images, what they thought were going to be good landing site candidates. And, yeah, it's not been pretty. Each image is 22.5 meters by 22.5 meters. Each pixel is 5 centimeters. And I can't remember how big the rock tool is, but yeah, these are really big boulders. These are decently sized rocks kind of things. So yeah, that assumption was kind of wrong. We were not expecting Bennu to look like this. We were expecting Bennu to look like the tutorial images, which are nice and beautiful and smooth and only have like a few craters and a few rocks, and no, Bennu is a freaking gravel pit. Bennu is a freaking gravel pit, and it's terrible. So when I say that I'm heat mapping Bennu, I'm not joking. I hate mapping Bennu, and I'm mapping Bennu right now, mostly out of spite, and mostly because I want this done. And normally I can only do 3 images at a time in one sitting. I think I'm on my 4th image, so I'm either building up, you know, stamina, or I want it done that badly that I'm just like, F it, I'm done. So with that being said, they have found a few candidate landing sites from our data. We are more than 3/4 of the way done with all of the images. I'm not sure what number we're at exactly, and it's just amazing. I'm counting. Eric says, we're definitely in the same image cycle. I'm counting on you to catch the ones I miss, and vice versa. Misstown says, Bennu is like a teenager with horrid acne issue. Yes! And lots of gas. Yes, Bennu will eject rocks from its surface, and the rocks either come back down and land right away, or they just kind of hang out around Bennu, just kind of orbiting, and they might come down, they might go away. But yeah, as Paranor says, Bennu farts rocks. And it's kind of terrifying. This is not what we expected Bennu to be. Itokawa, those are the images, and that was the first Hayabusa mission. And those were the images for the tutorial, and Raigu is what Hayabusa 2 is collecting samples from. And yeah, I know Raigu didn't look like the way they thought it would look. And if there's enough material, the teams from Hayabusa 2 and the team from Hayabusa 2 and OSIRIS-REx are actually going to swap some material. I forget exactly how much material that they're hoping to get from the touch and go process, because the craft isn't actually landing. It's more like kissing the asteroid. It's going to come in contact, let out a puff from the canned air that's on board. I'm not joking. The air is going to disturb, let's just call it debris, underneath the collection canister, and it's going to force it up and into the collection canister. So yeah, Misstown says, oh god, Bennu is me as a teen. I don't know what to tell you, Walker. I didn't know you as a teenager, so I didn't know you as a teenager. But yeah, yeah. And we have over 3,000 users registered and marking. We've had 900 people mark. So far, over 900 people have marked only one image. I don't like doing the breakdown too much, but essentially if you're on the leaderboard, you're within the top 5% of users marking Bennu, which is pretty cool. So to the Osiris Rex team, you are super users, which is actually way cool. And oh, the gravel beach. Oh, thanks Refs Matt. I'll read that out in a second. Yeah, so if you get onto the leaderboard, if you do more than 50 images, you're considered a super user and they want to reward you. Eric says they need to rethink what they assume an asteroid is. Yeah. Yeah. Refsmat says the DEP raid was a brigade-strength Canadian operation on the French coast in August 1942. The raid did not go well, partly because of the gravel beach there. Oh, wow. So I hope Osiris Rex makes a safe landing on Bennu's gravel beach. Yeah, I agree. I want the touch and go maneuver to go well. I want them to actually collect a sufficient amount of material. And I want the collection canister to return home safely. You know, this is a very much multi-year process. I think we're gonna end up, we're gonna be in Vegas and we're gonna reach into our pockets and just start pulling out Cheerios. Watch. This will happen. This one looks mostly good. Part of me thinks this suspiciously looks like a crater. It's very circular, so I want to mark it as a crater. It might be a crater, it might not be. Hide all my marks again, see if I can spot any others. Yeah. Electron Wrangler TV says, wait, you don't do that normally? Everyone I know randomly pulls cereal from their pockets and tosses it around. No, so the wall behind the doggy cam is the bits of stuff that you see hanging at the top of the doggy cam are actually the bottoms of coats and leashes and belts. Like, I think my winter scarf is still hanging there and it's August. Yeah, there's a conglomeration of coats and jackets and stuff hanging from a thing, and the bottoms are just happen to be on doggy cam. But because they're there, and because pockets are pockets, and sometimes I hit the coats with the Cheerios, and Cheerios will make their way into coat pockets, and Favorite Human has more than once gone to work, reached into his pocket, found Cheerios, and was just like, I don't know what to do. Puck gets Cheerios stuck in his fur all the time. I find Cheerios in the strangest places. Sometimes they're under my chair, which confuses me because I'm picking them up and I'm throwing them, but I must be losing them when I'm grabbing it down here. So, Fenmil says, I've wanted to be a super mapper. I figured I would be, but I found mapping gives me a headache after 20 minutes or so. Mars, Vesta, Mercury, the Moon, 20 minutes is my max, and then I have to quit. Same with reading an ebook. Yeah, I wonder if it's the screen. I'm not sure. I mean, if 20 minutes is your max, 20 minutes is your max. It's okay. It's okay. I didn't set out to be a super user. I was like, well, the best way, you know, for me to get people to do it is to do it myself, so yeah, let's do this. Electron Wrangler says, so almost winter scarf time again. Actually, not until... not for a couple more months. Hey! No. 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 And I'm fairly certain if Fenmill wanted a blue light filter, he could even put a fancy blue light filter on his own glasses. Mwahahaha. Okay. I wonder if the neighbor lost their dog, and that's what all the screaming is about. But it's a small child, so I'm going to assume they're playing. So, Fenmill, have you ever applied like a magenta or a pink tint to glasses for migraines? Maybe the neighbor lost their small child. It's hard to say. I doubt it. I am still waiting on my new glasses. Yeah, I've wanted to try it, but again, it's to get the glasses and then to get the tint. It's kind of like oof. Especially when I'm not sure if it's like my purple or my pink sunglasses that give me a break, or if it's literally just not having so much stuff with the light, because I know I am photosensitive. I'm still waiting on my glasses. So the last update with my new glasses were, so I went with this company. They sent a fit kit, so I was able to try on frames at home. Found a pair of frames I liked. They allow you to mark your PD, or like the center of your pupil, on the glass and send it back, and they'll use that as your PD. And so I did that. And then I had to send them a picture of my prescription, which is fine. But in Ohio, prescriptions don't expire. They don't have an expiration date on them. Apparently, by law, they expire after a year. Okay, fine. They emailed me and they're like, your prescription expired. We need an expiration date. By law, we need an expiration date. So I had to call them. They're like, oh yeah, I see this. I understand how it's possible. I'm looking it up. Okay, cool. Ohio, they expire after a year. I've made a note. Cool, fine. Your glasses are fine. You're going off to the thing. So they have a copy of my prescription, which includes my PD. I've marked my PD on the fit kit. And the last email I got was, hey, what's your PD? I'm like, did any of you think to check my prescription? Yeah, no, the PD was measured on my thing. It was marked on my, it's not marked on my prescription. It was measured by an optician. But, it came with the slip that has it came with the slip that came with my first pair of glasses that has my prescription on it. And that's what I've been using as proof of my prescription, is just that whole slip, because it has all the information on it. Because they don't really give you a written prescription. So yeah, the PD I gave them is the PD that's on the thing, but most places are like, no, your PD has to be a whole number or 0.5. It can't be like something 0.4 or 0.3 or 0.7. So I'm not sure how they're going to handle that. I am so far not enthused, and I think next time I want a second pair of glasses, I'm just going to go back to the VA and be like, so, can I get another pair of glasses with this tint? And just deal with it like that and not do this again. This has been frustrating, to say the least. Like, it seems cool, but nah. So, yeah. Thank you, Stay Hydrated Bot. But yeah, no, the PD I gave them is one that I didn't mark myself. And I don't know. I should have just asked from the jump when I got my first pair for the anti-reflective, and we would be okay. We would be okay. So I'm betting the glasses are going to come in while I'm gone. Or they might not come in for another month. I don't know. I don't even remember what month I started this whole process. I just know I don't have my glasses yet. The other company I worked with were like, here's your glasses. But I didn't like the frames. So instead of just getting another set of frames, which they didn't offer a try-on at home program, I was like, now just take my refund and have the glasses. But trust me, Fenmel, Favorite Human was like, why are you doing this to yourself? We could have just went and gotten you glasses. Because I was trying to save money. So the moral of the story is, don't do it online. I know, Tink. So I think after this image, I'm gonna take a break. And it is 9:04. So I could, in theory, bust out an adult beverage. Or we can just take a break and look at the numbers. And I'm thinking, because I'm going to get up early, that we're just going to look at the numbers. I'm going to be boring tonight. Do. Mark all the rocks. Yeah, Tinker totally needs souls. Do you think she'd do well with Dark Souls Walker? Fenmel says, AR, anti-reflective, always a good choice. The science is still out on blue light filtration. Science supports faster falling asleep with it, but reducing eye strain from computers, not there. And anyone saying macular degeneration prevention is selling marketing, not evidence-based science. That is good to know. Yeah, everybody seemed pretty much in agreement with AR. It's, but both of the companies I worked with were like, here, get this blue light filter option too. And I'm like, okay. And they almost force it on you, or it's cheaper than getting just anti-reflective, which is very confusing. Or I might be remembering it wrong. But essentially, to get something that explicitly stated anti-reflective, or even more anti-reflective, they're like, you have to go with the anti-blue too. Like, okay. I just want my glasses, please. Walker says, Tinker can carry me through the game. The game being Dark Souls, which is another thing that Walker hates. Oof. Yeah, this is definitely going to be my last image. And then we'll look at numbers. We'll update some numbers. Electron Wrangler TV says, I guess a lot of eye strain at computers has more to do with close focus on tiny objects as well as various combinations of light, like full blue on black. However, I lost my eyeology license last week and didn't stay in a Holiday Inn Express last night, so I could be wrong. I think it is the focus. I don't know. I know I have astigmatism and, like, text is kind of blurry and making it bigger makes it easier to read. And at least one of my parents has astigmatism, so thanks, Mom and Dad. Thanks. And I can't remember if my sister has it too. Part of me was like, I don't think I've ever seen her with glasses, and then I remember that I just saw her today and she was wearing glasses. Jury's still out on that one particular rock. All right. You good, Tink? She's like, no, I want more bits, Mom. So now she's gonna walk off camera. I don't know where she's going, but she's walking off camera. All right. All right, Eric, I am counting on you to get everything I missed. Because I'm sure I missed stuff. No pressure. No pressure. Okay. And I'm calling it done for this image. Right after I click 2 more rocks. 3 more rocks. 4 more rocks. Okay, I'm done. All right, I'm done with that image. Oof, yeah, I'm noping out of that one. I'm noping out of that real hard. All right, so where are we at? We are now at 964, so we've got at least 4 images totally done. Let me switch over to the host view so I can get into the database and update some numbers for you all. I'll rearrange some things so you can see the spreadsheet. There we go, that's a little better. Big again. Okay. So we're gonna call this data. Yeah, data. We like data. So I know I'm covering up part of something with the dog. Let me... I don't want to move the dog around too much. Da 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 da. Oh, I did not know that. That Major changes are a sign of disease. Can truly change day to day depending on my sleep and dryness of local conditions. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. So that might explain why... Hey! Why aren't you muting? I know I was muted. Now I should be unmuted. Okay. I know. As we try to putz with the green screen. Okay, you need to lay down. There we go. He's like, no, I will not lay down. Part of me is like, this should not be a reward for you barking. Can I look at the data now? He's like, no, you may not, Mom. Can you pet me, Mom? Can you love me? Can you assure me that the scary kids outside won't get me? All right, so within about an hour. Hold on. You know what? I'll just update this. Instead of making it say 8 p.m., I'll just make it say 9 p.m. Because there's 4 image difference. And now we got to figure out where the 4 image difference is. I know. Well, that's one of them. So we are at, if you missed it earlier, we are at 0. I feel like I need to bold this. All images have been seen at least twice. Are you more comfortable like that? If you are, that's okay. Oof, 13. Fenwell says, just saying, cats, there are advantages to them. Pee breaks, barking, I love them both, but cats have some advantages. I cheat, and I have a doggy door. So usually when you see me turning and I'm yelling at them to go outside. It is indeed a cheat. Isn't it, buddy? He's just full on standing on my lap right now. He's not even sitting anymore. He's like, oh, you want to type there? I see what you're doing. Alright, you know what? We're going to start at 3 and go up. 242. Okay, so we're going to start at 2 and go up. There we go. So 71. And then 3 was changed significantly. 242. 42. That's fine, Midtown. We're going to check your numbers in a second. 636. We're still at 636 for 4. So it's still the bottleneck. 5 has 2. Oof, your foot slid, buddy. 6. Hey. That's not yours. 6 has 7. 7 has 0. Just delete that. 8. Oof, I know. 8 also has 0. And that should put us right where we are. I know. He's now sitting on my arm. And now the cat is crying. So 9. So we should have nothing for 7, nothing for 8. 9 we have 1, 2, 3. We have 1 at 10. 1 at 11, and this one at 14 should really be 15. That's totally normal, and it'll go away eventually. But yeah, that's not bad progress. That's not bad progress. And I have my other super secret, which I don't think you can see. You shouldn't be able to see. I don't have OBS up, and I know I'm capturing windows instead of monitors, which is good because my one monitor is a hot mess. So, I'm just going to type in numbers real quick. 242, 636, 2, 7, 3, 1, 1. Add a 1 down here to make it even. Alright. Alright. That actually makes me happy. We've gotten through at least 40 images since yesterday. At least 40 images since yesterday. Any chance you can show how non-prolific I've been? Yes, give me 1 second. Alright, bud. Are you sure you're done barking at the cat and the child outside? Because you're kind of big. And I know all you want to do is cuddle and love on me. But we'll do that in a bit, okay? I'm going to put you down now. Oof. Alright. So, let's... Alright. So the leaderboard is for everybody that's 50 or above. So right now I'm going to pull up numbers for people that have not hit 50 yet. So if you're watching and you want to know how many images you've done because you're not on the leaderboard and you need to know how many more you have to do, this is what we're doing right now. So Walker, you have now done 20. So you did 9 images in one sitting. That's awesome. Keep it up. Keep it up. And like if you do 10 images a day for 3 days in a row, boom, you've got your Buckeyes. Remember, that offer is only good for Walker. Let's see, Fenmill wants to know his count. Fenmill, you have 3. 47 more images, and you too can make the leaderboard. I'm not joking. That's what I see for you. Let me try. Because I don't think you registered under any other name. The last time I looked, you were at 11, and I am now seeing... Hold on. Let me check again. No, Walker, you were at 11 when I started, I swear, and now you're at 20. So, you've either done 9 and remembered 4, or I misrecalled your previous number. Alright, does anybody else want to know your number? Fenmill has 3, Walker has 20. Make this easier so I can put numbers and things right in front of my face. Yeah, I think you did 9 too, Walker. Which that's awesome. Because I can only do like 3 or 4 in a sitting. Yeah, I did. Oh, I did. Let me look again. So, Fenmill, these are also the... These are only counting the images from the public campaign. Let me check for your total, because your total is also 3. So yeah, it just says 3. It says you clicked the image done button 5 times, but I'm only seeing 3. Yeah. That's why I was like, was there any other... But I've checked by both what you gave me and your username and your last name and all I'm getting. So does Mike Cassidy get a free trip to Bennu for his work? No, he does not. Mike has officially ran out of images. There are no more images for Mike to mark. He has done a total of 3,146, and he literally has no more images to mark. He's done. He's got none. Yeah, he's definitely been a superhero. So right now we still have only 4 people above the 1,000 mark. We have 2 people that are coming up on 1,000. One of whom knows they're coming up on 1,000. And the other one doesn't know. I actually need to email her because she doesn't use Discord. I don't think she watches the streams. But she uses email, and she's one that I remember to email. And DPI and Zatharas are still racing. Zatharas, in response to DPI outdoing him, has done a few more images. So how does that work? I thought there were, or Eric asked, how does that work? I thought there were 4,500 images. So there were 4,509 images. And I think there were images that reached completion before Mike really got started, because there's somebody else that's over 1,000 whose number has stayed, pretty much stagnant, and I'm not sure if that's why. Just because somebody marked a bunch of images doesn't mean that all of the images were excluded. Because I know the other person that has over 2,000, I think she got an earlier start than Mike did. But I know her total number has not moved in definitely a couple of weeks. So she may have ran out of images, or she may have stopped before Mike did. Because remember how we had so many images and we're like, by the way, they're going to add more images? I think this one person went and did all the images that were available at that time, and then when more images were added, they were just done. So I think that's how that works. I'm not entirely certain. Oh, you're laying in your crate. You don't even want to be on camera? I see how it is. But yeah, there are definitely people racing up the leaderboard simply because the leaderboard is there. Some people have hit their goal and they're like, I'm happy here. Like YYZ, I think she set a goal for herself of 300. She stopped there and she's perfectly happy there, and that's awesome. And yeah, I don't keep track of where everybody is as much as they used to be. Simply because I'm not typing in the numbers every day. But there's some people where I'm like, oh, that person hasn't moved in a while, kind of thing. So, so yeah, I think I'm just kind of scrolling through the numbers. And we still have new people registering, which blows my mind. We still have new people registering. It's kind of amazing. Yeah, YYZ is good people. She's definitely good people. So let me look over in my second tab. So the last time I did a body count, so to speak, for Bennu, or number of users, was 2 days ago. And we had 3,750, and now we have 3,777. So yeah, the number of people that join, and they might only do an image or two, it keeps going up. And that's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. I don't think I'm going to do all of that numbering thingy stuff. So, okay. I am definitely yawning. It is definitely time for me to close all this and call it a night. Or at least figure out what I'm going to make for dinner. Yes, dinner gets started really late here. Close the database. And yeah, so I'm not sure if I'll be hate mapping anymore this week. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Arnstro is going to be in town tomorrow night, so yeah, I don't expect there to be hate mapping tomorrow night, simply because of that, and it's Favorite Humans day off, as well as day off on Friday. And then this weekend we're getting ready for vacation, which I keep reminding you guys about, and I'm sure some of you are tired of hearing about vacation, but I'm excited about vacation. So with all of that, I'm going to wrap it up and start doing the wall of text. If you have suggestions of anyone I should raid, please type them now. Otherwise, I'm just going to let AutoHost do its thing. So this has been Heat Mapping with Annie, because we want Bennu to be done already, darn it. And this has been a production of PSI, working in collaboration with Youngstown State University here in Youngstown. It is very pleasant outside today, Ohio. We are brought to you by you, so thank you for doing all the science and all of your support and all the other things. Our normal streaming schedule is Sunday through Friday at 1700 hours or 1 p.m. Eastern. Monday through Friday is Daily Space, your news and space. Words are hard and I'm tired. Your astronomy and space news update. Wednesday is me doing Daily Space and talking about rockets. You won't see me next week for rockets. And yeah, if you miss a stream, everything's archived on YouTube. So yeah. Yeah. Y'all are awesome. Thanks for doing a science. I know it sucks. I know it sucks. I know it's tedious, which is why I'm doing it right here with y'all. So until I see you next time, have a wonderful insert time of day here, because I don't know where y'all are at in the world. And keep being awesome. And I don't think I saw a suggestion for a raid. So yeah, we're just gonna let AutoHost do its thing. Now I get to awkwardly roll the credits. Okay. So with that, I will see you whenever. So yeah, bye. Oh, Skylius is on. Perfect. We'll raid Skylius. Perfect. All right. And for real, rolling credits. Bye.